OBS mic because my thing won't split screen. So, if there are to any degree any issues, I mean, I can bounce between, but it'll be kind of hard. So if there's like, any issues, please tell me so I know, because I can't tell if there are. So we're coloring Hostile Mine. Well, I'm gonna move the mic. I'm gonna have the mic right here. Oh. The mic right here instead. I do want to fix something. I did not want to do that. I want to fix something in the line art first. I don't really like how that's done. I was working on this earlier and then I was like, oh wait, maybe I should just stream it. I just want to add like more volume there. I think that's it. Yeah. I think the line width was mainly what I wanted to fix. So as you guys know, it's not like I've kept it a secret at all. My PC died, so we're using I got Clip Studio Paint on my laptop to kind of like suffice. And so my tablet can connect to it now, which is great. I really love having that ability now. The only downside is I can't split screen, which was that was one thing I really loved about doing it on my PC, was for that split screen. That was just really helpful to have, especially from streaming this. So now I can see my chat. I mean, I can still see you guys. No, I just gotta look at my phone, which I'm not really looking at because I'm very focused. I have my Ina plush here with me too. So happy about her. So happy I got her. Okay, let me keep my phone open so I can see any messages from you guys. I really should get into the habit of naming my layers. I never do, and it's a really bad habit. I feel like there's only good things from naming your layers. Let's clean up the hair for sure. Especially where the skin is. That definitely needs to be cleaned up. You see, like, areas like that need to be fixed. I'm gonna first erase what needs to be erased, and then I'll go in and fix needs to be fixed. Okay. One thing I like about digital art is that you can, you can always go in and fix these things. And it takes time. It really does. This isn't like an easy fix. It'll take time for sure. But it's always worth it at the end. Because it comes down to like professionalism at the end of the day. Like you don't want to sell something that's not good quality. And that kind of just goes for any craft too. These tiny details that make a difference. Okay, I'm gonna save here. I don't really know what color to make that. I'll just make it the same color as the hoodie. I think I'll do the jewelry first. So happy though. I just finished a commission today and I sent it to the client. And now I'm waiting to hear back. I hope they like it. I think it turned out good. I really like the finished product. It's like, I feel like another hard thing with commissions, like you might like it, but other people might not like it. I don't ever run into that issue. So, but that's always a fear. I'm always afraid I'll run into someone who's like unsatisfied with my work. And that's a fear I've had, that I still have. And I've never run into that issue. I'm still afraid. And I think, fear is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with being afraid. I'm so hooked. I'm like watching 2 shows right now, except for like the ones that weekly update. I'm watching Freerun and I'm watching Culinary Class Wars. So Culinary Class Wars is a cooking show. It's a Korean cooking show on Netflix. I'm sure it's on other platforms too, but I watch it on Netflix. I love cooking shows. Me and my dad would watch Top Chef when I was younger a lot, and then we watched TOC. That's like our main one right now. It's TOC, Tournament of Champions. We love cooking shows in this household. A very food involved house. Which I think, I keep forgetting that my mic is not near my phone, so I keep moving away from my mic. And as I was saying before, I realized that it was moving away from the mic. I like that we're a very foodie household, so we eat a ton of good food. One thing I'm also excited for is I'm getting my hair cut, and I'm doing something drastic this time. Ooh. I'm getting it cut short. Normally when it's cut short, I'm never happy because I want to grow out my hair. But this time I'm choosing to cut it short. Like, this is my decision. No one's like forcing it upon me. I'm deciding that I want it cut short, which is a change. For sure. Because whenever my hair, like, person, they cut my hair short, I'm like, no, I wanted it long. And my, like, reasoning to this sudden change is kind of just like the weather. I have really thick hair, like, it's insane how thick it is. And I'm always suffering during the summer. Summer's like my suffering time. And so I'm always miserable in the summer. Has thick hair and the heat. It's not fun. I can promise you that. It's not. There's nothing fun about it. All you do is suffer. And so I'm like preparing. I'm preparing for the winter months. Okay, that part there didn't get. Oh, there we go. I just realized that part there. The color didn't change. Save. I'm always so worried I'll be working on something and then I'll forget to save, and then all my progress is lost. I'm just gonna connect this here and make it one shape to keep it in control. Like when I have so many shapes all over the place, it can get a little confusing. So if I can, in this case, since this entire thing is white, it's a program I don't really know how to use. I'm choosing to break down the components of this. just to make it a little less like daunting. Because when you look at it like this, it's really scary. Because all of this is like, there's of course, you know, the gradients that are in this too. But, those aren't at play yet. Okay. Didn't realize there's a red streak on these. Another thing I've been doing better is working with the folds of the clothing. One more section, and then the main person is my colored. Oh, it's a small space, I don't mind coloring it myself. I'll go through and fix that one area too. And I don't have the references for her mascot yet. But look how cute she is. Hello. The con was good. It was really fun. Hold on. My laptop is gonna die soon. Let me find my charger for it. Hold on. One sec. Okay. There we go. Oh, the con was good. It was fun. There was a lot of interesting people. If you check my YouTube, you'll see the vlog for it too. And it kind of like covers kind of how it went. It was fun. Hold on. I'm also like downloading some reference images too. It's kind of nice that I can like go into other tabs and not to worry about doxing myself like it would be with my iPad. The town was really cute. The food was really good. I think my favorite place we went to, it had to have been the food hall our last night there. It wasn't like anything fancy. It was really funny. The like casual place we went to. Yeah, no, it's nice. It's just because usually when I stream drawing, kind of how like the method I do for it, it's not anything fancy. Hold on. I'm looking for Marine's streaming mascot, the bear one. So what I do is, because I have 2 emails, I would like intended to make one for work, like commissions, and I just never did. Completely forgot that that's what it was for. Oh my god, I keep getting like the wrong bear. This isn't the bear I'm looking for. Oh my god, they're giving me the wrong bear. Okay, let's see if I better look just on Google. And so I will call myself through Google Chat. Hold on, sorry. I don't have my eye on the chat right now because I'm trying to find something. And it's just not giving me that image that I desperately need. It's giving me but the image I need. And what's really weird is because I found it earlier. No problem. Okay. And so what I do is I call myself and I share my screen. So whatever we see on my iPad is what you'll see on the screen, which is great and I'll love it. However, if the screen stops sharing, it will show my name, and we can't have that. That's not smart. I'm trying to find an image of a bear, which is somehow impossible to find. And I found it earlier, no problem. I had no issues finding this bear earlier, but all of a sudden I have all the issues finding this bear. So I'm just going to save it on my phone and send it over to my... Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to have to send it over to my other email, which I can access on my computer, which I'm going to then have to save. And it's going to be this whole process because Google doesn't want to pull up the image that I need. But when I type it up on my phone, I have no issues finding it. But when I type it on my laptop, I have every issue finding it. Yeah. I can use my laptop like I'm doing now with the tablet. However, the tablet's not fun to set up. It takes 3 different cords. I have the power cord plugged into an outlet. I have an HDMI cable and I have one other cord. So, I prefer my iPad because it's, tiny. And with my iPad, I can do the face tracking because, I can put it in front of my laptop. But when I'm not using that... Oh, yeah, download the image I needed. I can't use my face tracking. Because it doesn't like me very much. Because my laptop just doesn't like me. My tech just doesn't appreciate me at all. Technology will and never be my best friend. Is this a shortcut? Oh my god, that is a shortcut. Let's go. I don't like technology. Technology doesn't like me. We live a very mutual existence. Which is terrible because my major is drawing and I'll be using technology in my department. So the fact that I have such a terrible technological relationship is gonna ruin me career-wise. Is they're gonna be like, you gotta problem solve this. I'm gonna be like, I can't. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not able to. You're on your own. And they're gonna be like, what do you mean you can't do it? I'm like, I just can't. Next quarter, I'm taking a class that is about technology. You are getting Adobe certified. And we're doing, little fun facts for an introduction because, schools are still doing those tell me fun facts about yourself type BS that I hate. And so I was like, for my fun fact, I really hate Adobe. She's like, oh, that's so sad. I'm like, not really, no, I just don't like technology. It's not that deep. There's nothing deep about it. I just don't like it. And it just doesn't like me. It's a mutual hatred that has sustained my existence for so long. And I'm thriving off of it. It's the one thing that had me questioning my plans as a VTuber, because I'm like, wait, that's all technology. I can't do technology. I was like, what am I thinking? And even now, I still don't know what I'm doing half the time. Like, when my chat disappeared, I have no clue what I was doing. I don't even know if it's working right now. Like, if my chat is working, I don't know. Actually, I don't think it's working. Anyway, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here with my bedazzled mic that I put gems on because I was bored one day and I need something to do. There's no thought behind those eyes. And that's honestly so me. I don't have a single thought behind my eyes either, guys. It is, I mean, my, like, space now, I have a lot more room in my space. I don't know what color to make the pillows. Maybe I'll just do red for now, and if I want to change it, I will. I definitely have a lot more space now than I did before because, my PC's no longer here. Fly high, little guy. Fly high. I'll make the bed like a brown. I'm not an architect. I don't know what color beds should be. I can't do backgrounds to save my life. Oopsie. In no way my background artist, guys. I get it though. Technology being wonderful, but a pain. It is a pain. The only technology that has ever once worked for me, and that is a very small once, is drawing programs. They don't leave me to like die half the time. The majority of the time they do, they still put in effort. What is that right there? There we go. Drawing programs are my only friend when it comes to technology. We're gonna make it white. I just don't know what color to make it. Maybe. Yeah, that's better. And then just for safekeeping, just to be safe. Voila, the flat color is done. I'm so proud of myself, I did it. Alright, we're gonna take a little drawing break. I'm gonna look at Twitch now. Haha. Oh my god. Because I don't have split screen Twitch, it's just like blown up. No, you're all good. I can't tell if there's ads. Well, we're taking a little break, but the flat color is done. Hold on, I'm gonna just zoom in on it a little more so it's not so like far away. But we're taking a little drawing break for moi. Because artists have many problems. Night! Because us artists are full of problems. So, yeah. It's so weird seeing it on such a big screen because I wouldn't even consider my tablet a monitor. I just call it my like oversized iPad. I redid my desk recently and I'm very happy with the changes I made. For one, my PC is no longer taking up half my desk. I have an organizer on the top. The first tier has a bear on it and some like accessories. The first drawer has styluses. The middle drawer has my wrist brace and gloves. And the last drawer has nibs for like normal like iPad styluses, because I have my old tablet stylus, my old Surface Pro stylus, I have my XP Pen stylus, I got my iPad styluses. I've got a lot of stuff. I have so much tech. And then I have a little Christmas tree. I have a little photo frame from prom, my senior prom. That was all a blur. I don't remember what happened my senior prom, guys. I just knew I wanted to go home early. That's all I remember. I just remember being, can I go home early? I just knew I didn't want to be there anymore. And another factor in on it is that I just didn't like anyone in my senior class. Yeah. Let's see, that's always good. Yeah, the more you get like your space, the more you can stay concentrated. Yeah. Where did I put my where did I put my drawing glove? I'm always changing my space. Because usually I work in my bed. I am gonna have the chat closed every now and then because I'm gonna try something new with the eyes. So I'm looking at coloring tutorials. I always like trying new ways to color. I feel like you can always learn something new. And I'm never content with like where I'm at. I feel like I always need to improve. Okay, there we go. I feel like improvement is always needed. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a little insane. Okay, actually, I don't think that one fits like the liner I have. Which one speaks to me? Okay, we're gonna go for this one. It's also a little harder because I'm working with two different colored eyes. I should have picked someone else. How it usually goes is I pick the pose I want to do, and then after that I pick the character I want to do. So the pose is always gonna come first because I struggle the most with finding poses, so I'm gonna always prioritize that at the end. So when I saw this, she wasn't the first character I thought of. I was gonna do someone from Love Life, because I was like, I don't know which VTubers have like pajama outfits that I want to draw. Like there's Takanashi Kiara from Hololive, but like she doesn't have my favorite outfit in like this category. And so I knew I didn't want to do her. I didn't want to do Mori Calliope either. And so I eventually settled on doing Maureen. And then I did the sketch. And then I was like, oh wait, I actually like this. Usually how it goes is if I like where I'm going with a drawing, I'll stream it. And if I don't like where I'm going with a drawing, it will not be streamed. So my god. There we go. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna kind of blur this up. Hopefully I'll clean that up there. Yeah. I feel like it needs to be cleaned up there. But, because I don't like streaming drawings if I don't like it. I only stream ones if I like how it looks. That's why you guys only see me stream, like, finalized work. Because I'm very picky with it. Okay, let me check the chat real quick. People get sent their old ways to more complacent, which would stagnate your talent. Oh, you could never work in your bed. And so I think what got me better at working in my bed is that's how I work at college too. I know, that's just because my desk is really messy at school. So the only like good workspace I have is my bed. Yeah, especially at college when you're surrounded by so many like good artists. There's always like room to improve. And it also doesn't help that I have like an art style I want to achieve one day. Is this that style? No. But I hope to get there one day. But I do like how this is looking to some extent. I hate working with yellow. Yellow is one of my least favorite colors to work with, as I feel like it gets muddied really fast. And so because of that, I just hate working with yellow. Yellow is like my number one op when it comes to colors. Let's see, I want to make that a little smaller. There we go. Let's see. Okay, let me go back up. Let's save there. This is kind of like a time for me to tweak if I want to. Like, I've taken what I like. What's your angle then? Oh, 3D design. So, right now, I'm studying concept art. So, I'm studying to work in games and animation. What layer am I on? Okay, I'm on this one, yeah. What brush am I using? Ooh. Actually, that's this one. Okay, I want to go a little darker. So, I don't even know if I'm doing anything. Oh, wait. Wrong brush. I knew I was doing something wrong. I'm gonna do soft paint, actually. But just, like, tinier. So, my degree right now is for concept art, and so studying new character designs. And then I'm minoring in sequential art, which is like comics. Well, that's all like up in the air. I mean, I also like do illustrations. If I get hired, I do illustrations. I do like 2D art. It's like I don't have a set path in a sense. Kind of like dabbling in different things. I want to get this image back. But yeah, I like to dabble. So all I do, I just dabble and mess around with different fields. And I've also taken psychology, and that's like, ooh, concept art sounds interesting. Sorry, but like, 78%. So in games, cartoons, books, anime, every character you see there, it goes through the concept art phase. And so basically that's the part of the ideation phase. So before you get a character, what a concept artist would do is we're hired to basically design the character. So the director or the person hiring us would tell us we want this, and so we're in charge of doing the turnaround. So you know how like VTubers have a design artist, so someone who does their design. That's also like a concept artist. It's the people in charge of the design, if that makes sense. So Hololive will hire a design artist, a model artist, and a rigger. So the people who design like Postal Mine, Picora, people behind those designs are concept artists. You also see them in anime because they'll work with games. So like League of Legends, Blizzard, all that, they hire concept artists. Netflix, if they're producing something original, they would hire a concept artist too. So that's kind of like the gist of it. We're hired to bring ideas to life. That's kind of how I see it. Okay, let me like lock this layer. Oh, I see. So it's basically involved in changes the character takes original setup of the show, series, and game. Sort of, yeah. So hold on, I'm seeing a little error here. So yeah, we would design characters, and then so we create the design, and then say the character goes through like a drastic change, then we'd work on that design too. But it's fun. Concept artists get to do a lot of fun things. I like being a concept artist. You get to dabble in a lot of things. And so with my major, I'm learning to do things just outside of that field. So I take basic illustration courses before I can get into my major. So I'm taking just normal illustration. I'm learning to do designs for books, editorial, which is like magazines. They're basically like teaching us to do everything, which is sometimes a pain because sometimes I've learned I really don't like editorial work. And editorial is the art you see in magazines. That's editorial. That's my least favorite. I'm not interested in that at all. It's not my favorite. I've never had an interest in editorial. I didn't know what it was until I came to college, but did not like it when I had to do it for a project. It was like my least favorite. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. They also teach us how to read contracts. My introduction class my freshman year taught me to look at contracts we would get and what it means, how to take away things from it. And so our assignment would be we'd be given a contract, a term, what the client wanted. And it was our job to dissect it basically and figure out what we had to do. And so it's basically looking for project briefs. There's a lot that goes into it. I didn't realize how much goes into it. Then again, I feel like I should know because I get project briefs on VGen in that aspect. Whenever people commission me, they send me a request, and it's technically a project brief. If one wants to think about it that way. One could say, concept artist, your job is create OCs. Because it technically is, because we're creating original characters, and that's what an OC is. So whenever I make an OC, I'm practicing my craft, which is a good thing. And I find that really funny. As I always get told to like keep practicing my craft, which is good, you know. We're just gonna do the normal blur tool. I'm not gonna try to do anything fancy. Oh. Okay, geez, sounds complicated sometimes. Also adds again. Good luck, soldier. It doesn't tell me when ads come in, so. Or if they did, I would have no idea. They're fixed. Yippee. It is extremely complicated. I feel like it's not as complicated when like you're interested in it. The one thing I don't like though, I hate doing the portfolio reviews. I was required to do it my freshman year for my class. And so basically you'll have like professors look at your portfolio. It's all like randomly assigned. Now, realistically speaking, you're not allowed to have your professor. I had my professor. That was not allowed. But it was like an accident because we didn't know. And so it was just whatever. We're like, okay, whatever, you know. And so I do my thing. We're cool, right? And so they're supposed to give you feedback. They're supposed to tell you, like, we think, like, some feedback people gotten is, we think you're more suited for this field. Have you considered this? And so forth. My feedback was them telling me I was not good. So, for example, feedback my friend got was, have you considered taking this occupation instead? You think you'd be really suited for this? You have a talent for this. You know, it sounds great, right? The feedback I got was, you're never gonna get hired. You can't keep doing this. It's not good enough. But the thing is, that really frustrated me, is that they didn't tell me how to improve. They didn't tell me what to do differently. They just told me I sucked, basically. Which, I don't mind them being harsh. I want them to be harsh. But I think if you're gonna tell me I'm terrible, at least tell me, like, how to improve. You know, it's like all I ask. I just asked to be told, like, how to do better. Like, in no way was I, like, offended by anything they said. Because I was taking notes the entire time I was there. I was recording the conversation so I could listen to it again later and, like, improve. Okay. I think that's better. And so, the conversation, it was a lot of, like, dead ends. It was like, and so when they asked me my major, I said, okay, I'm doing concept art. And they're like, okay, is it for games and animation? And I'm like, both. And they're like, what games do you like? And I was like, oh, well, I like a game called Genshin Impact. I like Project Sekai. And I'm like, okay. Well, they only knew, like, the hyper-realistic games, so, like, um, Call of Duty, GTA, that kind of stuff, like, hyper-realism, which, by the games I just listed and by the stuff I do, that is not the field I want to go into. I know I'm not going to get hired for that field. Like, I don't expect to get hired for that, you know? And so my teachers were, one was a concept artist, who is my professor. The other ones were like scientific illustrators, and so scientific illustrators, they'll work for like polices, so they'll sketch the crime scene. So hyper realism people. So they'd be like, the anime stuff, it's not good. Period. You're not gonna get hired. Period. They didn't tell me how to improve. They just told me I sucked. And so I was sitting there frustrated because I took time out of my day to go to this. Well, I also, like, I had to. It was like credit. If I didn't go, I would have gotten like a 0, and that's not good. And so I just sat there, and then as they were like repeating the whole "you're not gonna get hired," I just had to interrupt them and get feedback. But and so my friends took that class a lot later. They took it this past last quarter, so, and they had to do it too. And so I was telling them how terrible it was. They do it. It wasn't bad at all. Like, I had great people. I'm sitting there. I'm like, you what now? You had good people? Excuse me? There are good professors doing this. Since when? Since when were there good professors doing this? I want to know. I was so offended. I was like, why did you get the good professors? I wanted the good professors. I don't want the bad professors. And I want, like, another half of the time I was there, because my professor was in the room, I was looking at him with, like, this pitiful glance, like, please defend my honor. Please help me. You know where I want to go in the future. You know what I want to do in life. Like, buddy, I'm your student. And so I kept giving him pitiful glances. Another funny portion of that, like, horrendous, like, thing was, they kind of asked me, like, so what kind of stuff do you do? It's like, I told them, it's like, oh, well, I also sell art at events. They're like, what do you sell? I was like, oh, I do conventions. These are people who do art galleries, by the way. They're like, so what do you sell? And I'm like, well, I sell keychains, I sell prints, and they're like, do you do original work? I'm like, no, I do fan art. And I could feel, like,